Chapter 12. We get advice from a poodle. We were pretty miserable that night. We camped out in the woods on the wet ground in an open space that other kids must have been using for parties. The ground was littered with garbage such as soda cans and food wrappers. We had taken some food and blankets from Auntie M's, but we didn't light a fire to dry our damp clothes. We didn't want anyone to see a fire and find us. The Furies and Medusa had been enough trouble for one day. We decided to take turns watching for danger while the other two slept. I volunteered to take first watch. Annabeth lay on the blankets and fell asleep. Grover used his flying shoes to fly to the lowest branch of a tree and stared at the night sky. He didn't close his eyes.
"This makes me sad, Percy."
"What makes you sad? The fact that you agreed to go on this stupid quest?"
"No, all this garbage on the ground makes me sad. And the sky full of light from the city. You can't even see the stars. This is a terrible time to be a satyr."
"Oh, yeah. Satyrs are environmentalists. I guess they love nature and all that."
"What do you mean, I guess? Only a human wouldn't care about nature. You humans are taking over the earth so fast, I'm afraid I'll never find Pan."
"Who's Pan? Something you cook with?"
"Are you kidding me?" said Grover. "Pan is the god of wild places. Pan was the lord and master of us satyrs. Pan protected us and the wild places of the earth."
"Is that why you want a searcher's license? To find the god Pan? Where did Pan go?" I said.
"Yes, I want to be a searcher to find Pan. No one knows where Pan went. The god of wild places disappeared 2,000 years ago," Grover said. "Humans believe that Pan has died. So humans have been destroying nature, Pan's kingdom, ever since. But we satyrs don't believe that Pan has died. The bravest satyrs still search the earth, exploring all the wildest places, hoping to find him and wake him from his sleep."
"And you want to be one of those searchers?"
"It's my life's dream," Grover said. "My father was a searcher, and my Uncle Ferdinand, the statue you saw back there."
"Oh, right. Sorry," I said.
Grover shook his head sadly. "No searcher has ever come back. They disappear and are never seen alive again. Nobody knows what happened to my dad, but I will succeed. I'll be the first searcher to return alive."
I looked at Grover, amazed. "Grover, do you really think you'll be the one to find Pan? After 2,000 years?
"I have to believe that, Percy. It's the only thing that gives me hope, after seeing what humans have done to the world."
"I guess I have to hope, too. I have to believe my quest will be a success. If I don't have hope, I won't try. But how are we going to get into the underworld? What chance do we have against Hades?"
"I don't know," Grover admitted. "Maybe Annabeth has a plan."
"Oh, I forgot. Annabeth knows everything."
"Don't be so hard on her, Percy. She's had a tough life, but she's a good person. After all, she forgave me when I messed up on my first keeper assignment 5 years ago."
"What do you mean?" I asked. "Annabeth forgave you for what? Were you her keeper 5 years ago? What did you do wrong?"
"I can't talk about it," Grover said, looking like he was going to cry. "But Annabeth and I agreed there's something strange going on with this quest. The kindly ones, they don't seem to be using all their power. Like Mrs. Dodds at Yancey Academy. Why did she wait so long to try to kill you? Then on the bus, the kindly ones just weren't as aggressive as they could have been."
"They seem to be fighting pretty hard to me."
Grover shook his head. "No. They were screaming, 'Where is it? Where?' They said, 'Where is it?'
They seemed to be looking for an object, not a person. What object do they want?
I don't know, but if we don't understand our quest, how can we finish it in 9 days? Grover moaned.
I didn't have any answer to that question. I thought about what Medusa had said. I was being used by the gods, and she said that what lay ahead of me was worse than turning into stone. I haven't been honest with you, I told Grover. I don't care about getting the Master Bolt. I agreed to go to the underworld so I could bring back my mother. Grover blew on his pipes.
I know that, Percy. But are you sure that's the only reason you want to go?
I'm not doing it to help my father. He doesn't care about me. I don't care about him. Grover gazed down at me.
Look, Percy, I'm pretty good at reading emotions. I can tell you're glad your dad is alive. You feel good that Poseidon has claimed you, and you want to make him proud. That's why you mailed Medusa's head to Olympus. You wanted your dad to notice what you'd done.
Yeah, well, you're wrong, I said, my eyes stinging. I don't care what my dad thinks. Grover sighed.
Okay, Percy, whatever. How about I take first watch? You get some sleep.
I had a horrible dream. I stood in a dark cave before a deep hole. The spirits of the dead moved around me. They tried to pull me back from the black hole, but I walked to the edge of the hole and looked down. It felt like something huge and evil was down below.
The little hero,
a voice echoed far down in the darkness. The voice sounded cold and heavy.
You are too weak, too young, but perhaps you will be useful to me. They have misled you, boy. Make a deal with me. Give me the bolt, and I will give you what you want.
Then I saw the image of my mother floating over the black hole. Her face looked like it was in pain, as if the Minotaur were still squeezing her neck as she turned into gold dust. Her eyes looked directly at me, pleading, "Go!" Cold laughter echoed from the pit.
Ha 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 ha.
An invisible force pulled me forward.
Help me rise, boy. Bring me the bolt. Strike a blow against the treacherous gods.
I realized the thing wasn't trying to pull me in. It was using me to pull itself out. "Wake up," the spirits of the dead whispered. "Wake up." Someone was shaking me. My eyes opened, and it was daylight. How long was I asleep?" I asked Annabeth. "Long enough for Grover to find a friend," said Annabeth. My eyes had trouble focusing. I still felt the cold voice from the dream squeezing my chest. Grover was sitting on a blanket with something fuzzy in his lap, a dirty pink poodle.
"Percy, meet Gladiola. He says he can help us go west," said Grover.
"You can talk to animals?" I asked. "How is this poodle going to help us?"
"Gladiola ran away from a family nearby," Grover replied. "The family is offering a $200 reward for the return of their poodle. Gladiola doesn't really want to go back to his family, but he is willing to go back if it helps me."
"So, we return Gladiola," Annabeth explained. "We get money and we buy tickets to Los Angeles. Simple." I thought about my dream, the whispering voices of the dead, the thing in the dark hole, and my mother's face dissolving into a gold dust. All those terrible things might be waiting for me in the West. "We shouldn't take a bus again," I argued. "No," Annabeth agreed. She pointed downhill towards some tracks. "Not a bus. There's an Amtrak station half a mile that way. According to Gladiola, the westbound train leaves at noon."